All right, cool. So yes, if you're going to ChatGTP, you'll want to go to log in. Or actually, for those who are creating an account for the first time, you want to go to sign up. Then from the sign up, you can log in with any of your existing Gmail, Microsoft, or Apple accounts. And that should be all you'll need to go ahead and get started. So then from here, you'll log in. My chat GTP will look a little different. Um, but yes, you'll go here to the chat. Mine's is a little different because I've added some additional features to mine using a Chrome extension. So don't be surprised that mine's looks a little different than yours. I can explain for those who are interested. I'm using a Chrome extension called AIPRM. So this Chrome extension allows you to add some additional prompts or templates on top of your chat GTP experience. So it does come in kind of handy when you're trying to figure out where to start and what kind of questions or how to format your questions to be able to search and find templates. So if you are interested, the plugin or the Chrome extension I'm using to be able to search and find or use prompts shared by other people is called AIPRM. So that's why mine looks different. So I'll still use it. Mine still will work the same, but I do have ability to add additional prompts using this Chrome extension. I think it's pretty helpful. All right. So before we jump into now that everyone has an opportunity to be able to get their ChatGTP account, let me kind of walk you through what ChatGTP is. So the first thing ChatGTP is a generative AI platform that allows you to make text, ask questions of the AI and what it's going to do. ChatGTP, and I'll pull it up on here. What it is as a technology is this company, OpenAI, has worked with their developers and their team to train the AI on general knowledge that it was able to take from the internet. So that means it went to places like Wikipedia, Reddit, other public places on the web where people share information or post information. And over roughly 2 to 3 years, they were training their AI, artificial intelligence that uses a large language model to help it to be able to understand knowledge, but also when questions were asked of it, the AI attempts to generate an answer based upon all the knowledge it has been trained on. It's very similar to like a student going to elementary school, middle school, or high school. You give them a bunch of information. You tell them that the answer, once they give you an answer, you tell them if it was true or false. If it was false, it knows not to say that answer again. So they use this process over and over again to be able to take information from the internet, ask the AI questions based upon the information it learned, and then they trained it on the correct answers. And they also were very intentional not to train the AI on information that was bad from the internet, just because there's a lot of misinformation on the internet. So that's part of the humans that are behind ChatGTP and OpenAI is that they've trained the AI on information, but they had humans go behind it to ensure that it was not learning information that was incorrect, biased, racist, all the other thing that you would be concerned about with an AI that's learned things from the internet, because there's a lot of inappropriate things on the internet that it still puts out good results. And so that's one of the most important things, is that it's not really human. It's not really something that's intelligent. Is really taking information that it's learned. It takes the question that you give it and it tries to predict the next possible word to string together that matches what it's seen from things that it's seen across the internet. So, Jack Be nimble, Jack, be quick. So I'm going to type in a very familiar kind of nursery rhyme. And so because it's been trained on the internet, it's then going to predict the next words that should be presented on the screen based upon what it's seen from its history of content that it's found on the internet and been trained on. And so it did what you would expect it to do, is that it assumed that I was reciting the nursery rhyme. And so then it displayed the full nursery rhyme back to me. But I can then ask it to do another thing. I can say, taking rewrite this as a rep song by the artist Drake. So this is where the the AI comes in, where it takes its knowledge of the artist Drake and then combines it with its knowledge of the nursery rhyme and now creates something new. And that's really the unique power of particularly AI, is that it's using all the trained information to make predictions and generate results based upon the knowledge and information that's been created. Uh, that's I'm kind of rating the song. This probably actually could be pretty. Maybe while you guys are doing some of the other activities, I will add audio to this to see what this actually sounds like. This could be a great song here. Um, but yeah, this is just one example of how AI works. But you can see this example works as you're thinking about. I'm going to go back to the deck. So if you're working at a company and you're trying to come up with social media ideas, you can put in examples of great social media posts and then ask the AI to write 5 additional posts that match the 2 examples that you provided it. There's other opportunities where maybe you need to generate a proposal for a client at work. And so you enter in the details of the proposal and what objectives should be reflected in the proposal. Then you ask the AI to generate 2,000 words or 5,000 words related to that proposal. So those are ways that you can teach the AI different skill or information, and then based upon that information, it will now try to predict, emulate styles to be able to generate the results that you're looking for. But as we go through some of the activities tonight, you'll see some real examples of how this works. And I'll be providing you example text prompts that you can enter into ChatGTP to get the results that we're looking for. So, but I'll definitely, since there's a lot of people participating tonight it's your first time with ChatGTP, I'll make sure we'll take our time and make sure you're getting through the process. And so I want to make sure we're doing pretty good on time, so I want to make sure we get an opportunity to generate all the things that we came here to do today, and then also have an opportunity to work on them, share them, and get through all of our 3 big projects for tonight. So the first one is we're going to create faceless videos. And before I go any further, I want to make sure even this idea of what a faceless video is clear. So actually give me one moment. I'm going to pull one up so we have an example of what that looks like. So give me 1 second. I'm going to switch tabs here. Give me one moment to share my screen.
Hey there, it's Josh. Welcome back to Let's Game It Out. Oh boy, it's time for some.
All right. Let's see. Can everyone see my screen? Yep, you can see it in the chat. But here is an example of a faceless video channel. You can see they have over 5 million subscribers with over 700 videos. The idea of a faceless video is pretty much what it sounds like is videos without your own face on it. The idea of a faceless video is because it's not your own face or an actor or someone you're paying, you're able to generate more videos on different topics. And so the reason why people do these, and you can see this is one example. This person does fun or entertaining videos of him playing different games and recording it and then posting it on YouTube. Um, it looks like this one here had 1.8 million views. I believe for YouTube, usually I'm forgetting the calculation, but for every, I think 5,000 views, it's $100. I'm losing for forgetting the math, but you can it becomes a pretty profitable way to make money once you've built an audience and a channel and consistently post the videos that you can be able to create income that allows you to quit your job if you find a niche or a topic that people are really interested in, and then you start creating videos that aren't you on your face or your face recording the video, but you're creating the videos using editors to do it. And so you can see this one here, this video, um, where it looks like he posted it almost a year ago, has 23 million views. And those views, because of the advertising on YouTube, turn into a lot of dollars for this person. So so one of the ideas of what we wanted to create today, and in our first kind of AI entrepreneurial venture for tonight, is thinking about your business or the areas that you're really interested in, thinking about a topic that is potentially really trending in the area that you work. So if you're in music, maybe there's a particular topic or trend that's happening, and then you want to create videos. And potentially, if it's a really trending topic, you can take that same video, put it on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, all those platforms, and to be able to get attention and eyeballs. And if you post it on YouTube, there's an opportunity to monetize your videos that way. So, is there any questions about faceless videos, or is it clear? Is there any questions about what they are and how they could be used
I have a
to?
question.
Uh-huh.
So in regards to faceless YouTube channels, is is do you have to hire like a voice actor, or is it your voice behind the videos? How does that work?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So one thing that our first project we're going to go through tonight is the process of creating a faceless video without needing to hire anyone, hire any voice actors, hire any editors. I'm going to walk you through our first project where we do that all by yourself, but using AI. And so that's going to be our first project for the night. And so I guess we can go ahead and get right into it because that's our first one. So I'm going to give you three sites that I'm going to need you to create an account for, or two accounts that I want you to create an account for now. So when we get to it, we don't have to scramble to get those created. So the first one, I'm going to ask you to create an account for it. And for tonight, I'm going to give you links to tools that don't require you paying any money. But if you do want to really get the best out of some of the tools, it's ideal to create a paid account for them. But for all of the examples tonight that we're going to build, that you're going to be able to really build your own AI generated product from, you'll be able to log in and create a free account for all of them without needing to pay any additional money. So the first one I'm sharing is 11 Labs, which we'll use to generate our audio using AI. And then the second one I'm dropping into the chat is Augie, which we'll use once we generate our audio, we'll upload our audio to generate our video. So I'll give you a moment to be able to create those 2 free accounts. You should be, and actually what I'll do is I'll log out here to kind of walk you through it to make sure everyone feels good through the process. If you go to 11 Labs, this is what the page should look like. And then you'll want to go to sign up. And here you can either use an existing Google account or you can use your own email and password. I'll drop the links in here. Oh, actually. Oh, I realized, sorry, everyone. I didn't send the link out to everyone. I was only sending it to one person. So here is the link again. Sorry about that. So that's 11 Labs. And then the other one we'll be creating an account for will be meetaugie.com. And then for that one, you'll want to click on join the beta. And actually it looks like because I already have an account, I'm not getting the prompt to create an account or password, but yeah, you'll just want to click join the beta, and then it's going to ask if you want to sign up or log in. And again, you'll just do an email and the password, and you'll be able to log into your account. So I give everyone a moment here to get those set up. And while you do that, I'll pull up the final result of the example I prepared for our session tonight, so you can get a sense of what this will look like. And then let me know if you can hear the audio of this playing through the Zoom call, because I know that sometimes it can be a little tricky, but I'm going to hit play and let me know if you can hear the audio. For this example, I did one that was AI related. So I wanted to talk about the advantages of implementing AI and automating parts of your business so you can focus on your customers. So this is the results. I didn't make any edits to this. It is purely the script was generated through AI, which I'm going to show you that in a moment. The audio is generated through AI, and all the scenes of the video were created through Augie and AI. So there was no changes made by me. So there is some parts that are a little weird, but you can make some corrections. I'll show you how to do that. But here we go.
It's Monday morning. Your to-do list is overflowing, your inbox is bursting at the seams, and you've got meetings lined up back to back. Sounds familiar? You're not alone. Welcome, small business owners. What if we told you there's a better way? A way to supercharge your productivity, slash your costs, and wow your customers all at the same time. Enter AI automation, the game changer that's transforming small businesses around the globe. Now, hold on. We know that you're thinking, AI, isn't that for tech giants with billion-dollar budgets? Absolutely not. AI is for everyone, especially you, the small business owner. Let's take a trip down to Joe's coffee shop. Joe was struggling with managing orders during peak hours. His customers were frustrated with long wait times and errors in their orders. Then Joe discovered AI automation. He implemented an AI-powered ordering system that streamlined his process, reduced errors and wait times by 50%. His customers were happier than ever. And it doesn't stop there. Meet Sarah from Sarah's Boutique. Sarah was drowning in paperwork and had little time to engage with her customers personally. With AI automation, she automated her inventory management and accounting tasks. Now she spends more time doing what she loves, helping her customers find their perfect outfit. But we hear you ask, isn't AI impersonal? Or will it replace my employees? No. AI complements your team's efforts by taking care of repetitive tasks so they can focus on what humans do best, being creative, strategic, and building relationships. So why wait? The future of small businesses is here, and it's powered by AI automation. It's not about replacing humans.
All right, so that's what we're going to do tonight, is based upon the topic that you want to do, is to be able to create a video that doesn't have your own face, that we're able to generate the AI audio using AI, and that you'll now have video that's targeted to a particular subject, topic, or niche that you could then, if it's something that works really well, could be something you put on YouTube, and then you can maybe create a channel specifically on that topic. As well as there's other opportunities for using faceless videos. There could be maybe you start doing freelancing work, creating videos for companies. So that's one way that you can make this a side hustle for yourself, which is creating videos for small businesses. And now you don't have to learn video editing or hire a voiceover company. You can ask the customer or client or coffee shop what kind of video they need. You'll see with this tool, you're able to kind of change it where it's either for, so maybe you want to help companies create social media videos. And so you use a tool like this to create videos that then they can post on TikTok or Instagram. So it becomes, you could be a social media manager and create videos for a number of different clients using tools like this, but not using your own voice or not having to hire a voice actor to be able to get it done. So this is just one of the opportunities. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to walk you through the process, and then we're all going to take an opportunity to create our video. All right, so let's go. I'm going to switch here to, let's see, ChatGPT. And all right, I'm going to put this prompt. I'm going to put a prompt here at the top that we can all, that you can use to be able to, give me 1 second. I'm going to put the prompt or the text that you can enter into ChatGPT that will help you with generating your results for your own script. So I'm going to copy and paste it. Give me 1 second. I'm going to copy the text. And I'm going to put it in the chat so then you can edit it in a way that makes sense to you. And then, that may be too much for, let's see. I'm going to do it in pieces, but I'm going to show you how to enter it all into ChatGPT because I didn't realize we're going to run into a limit. So let's do this. All right, so in the chat, I put in a text prompt, and I'm going to give me 1 moment. I will show you on my screen how you use it and edit that text prompt to match your target customer or the idea that you would want to focus on for your video. So then I'm going to switch back now that I put that text prompt into the chat. Give me 1 second to switch back here. So then I can demonstrate how to use that text prompt to create your script. So I'm going to copy and paste that again, the whole thing, into my chat so then we can look at it together. All right. And then I'm going to create a new chat so my old chat history doesn't become a distraction here. Also, I did see there was a question about if it was worth going from the free version of ChatGTP to the paid version. I am subscribed to the paid version, and the biggest difference between the free version and the paid version is in the paid version, you have more access to the GPT-4 model versus the GPT 3.5 model. The biggest difference are that the GPT-4 model has improvements in the results that you get in terms of the text that is generated by the AI. So I would recommend the Plus if you're looking to generate a lot of content and a lot of text every day, because you'll be pretty limited with the free account with the content you can create or the number of times you can make a request of the AI to GTP4 without the paid account. So that's really the difference, is if we're looking to get an even higher quality result on your messages or content that's being created, that it would be worth the $20 to upgrade. But so yeah, so here you go. I'm going to paste in my prompt. And then for anybody who has a different idea that you want to try, so for the one that I created, mine is on the topic of AI. So I'm going to help you understand a little bit about prompt engineering, or how to ask really great questions of the AI. The first part here where it says, as an expert and script writer, it's really helpful when you're asking questions of the AI to give it context of what role you want it to play, or what part of its information or data that's saved in the AI that you want it to go and retrieve from. So giving it more context on what type of task you're about to ask the AI to do will better help it to find the bucket of information that it has learned about from the internet to give the best results. So you will see here at the beginning of the prompt that I gave you that I ask it to pretend to be an expert marketer and script writer. And then I give it a task, which is write a compelling script on the topic of AI automation and why it's important for small businesses. But for anyone who's want to try in a different example, maybe drop it in the chat and I can show you how I would change the script to align to your idea or niche or whatever you're hoping to target. Or if you want to jump on audio. All right, cool. I see Ket wants to do real estate. So let's do real estate. So I'll do on the topic of real estate and purchasing your first home. All right, cool. So, and then your script should be engaging and persuasive, using language and storytelling techniques that convinces the audience of the benefits of, instead of AI automation, I'll put real estate. And please include examples of how real estate has, so this is where we can change. And so for Ket, for your example, do we want to convince them to purchase a home for the first time? Do we want them to connect with a realtor, maybe connect with a specific company? I guess what would you hope?
To connect with a specific company that can help them to get or help them sell their house in a manner that makes sense for their specific situation, whether it's going with a real estate agent or helping them get their house sold for cash, um, or lease option, those kind of things. So I guess like real estate and a real estate consulting something.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so I said please include specific examples of how to actually. I'm glad I have my grammar fixer in here. And actually that's a good note. In most parts, the AI can handle typos and incorrect English. That's the benefit of the AI, is that it's been learned on the good and bad parts of the English language as well as multiple languages. So it can still parse through bad English or poorly written words or misspellings. So you don't have to stress about it being perfectly worded, or it does improve the results if it doesn't have to kind of work through poorly worded sentences. But there's times where I'll just copy and paste a bunch of stuff at one time, and it can work through that it's poorly worded, or maybe phrases or text from multiple sources that are worded or written differently. So yeah, don't have to stress yourself out on spelling or typos sometimes if you're trying to move really quickly. Additionally, write a script that should be targeted. Actually, let's see, write a script that will be targeted and then who would be the audience for our video?
Current homeowners looking to sell their home.
And then you'll see the next part. So let's highlight challenges we will help them or help overcome. But again, you'll see here, I'm going to remove some of this just because we don't really have to do this. I think really the goal is the more concise we can be with what we're asking the AI in ChatGTP, the better results we're going to get. And then I'm going to do this last paragraph. Please note the script should be creative and original, incorporating your own voice and style. It should be well structured, clear instruction, and the importance of selling your home
Marcus,
with a realtor. Yep.
what exactly do you mean by incorporating your own voice and style?
Actually, we can actually tweak that there. Because actually, I'm thinking about the way I structured this prompt. We could adjust this to actually incorporate maybe some existing text that you may have. And that may have been what I had the intention for here. So if you did have some examples of language that you may currently use, you could cut and paste some of that into the prompt to give examples of language or terminology your company may use around like selling homes or convincing people that working with your realtor is the best way to go. But since we don't really have that example right off our fingertips, you can probably remove that part. But there is an advantage to tell the AI to be creative and original and think outside the box. Because what prompting the AI to be extremely creative will have it to look for novel ideas or phrases or solutions in terms of what it generates. So it doesn't hurt to tell in your text prompt to tell the AI to be really creative, think outside the box, give me novel ideas, because that will really push and prompt the AI to generate really unique results versus maybe something that may feel a little bit more canned or generic. So it doesn't hurt to really prompt the AI to be creative. So I'm going to hit enter and see what we get back. All right, so now it's generating our text. What I will do to make this easy, so I'm going to go over here to 11 Labs. Uh-oh, I think I lost my tab here. I'm just going to open up a new one. That goes to 11 Labs. And I'm going to sign in because I believe I logged out for demonstration purposes. And let me sign in. All right, so I'm signed in. So by now, it should be done. All right, cool. So now it's written the script for us, as well as it's added a few other details. Like you'll see here at the beginning, it talks about a beautiful sunrise over a lovely neighborhood. So it's even queued up scenes or videos or pictures to represent in the voiceover. So you can see cut to a conversation, John and real estate agent. So now we have now created our script. What I'm going to do to make this process pretty easy for us is I'm going to ask ChatGTP to remove all the kind of annotation and notes out of the script, and even some of these notations here about pictures or videos that we want to show, because what I would like to do next, and if you're working along, so hopefully everyone taking that prompt that I share in the chat, you should be creating your own script. So actually, before I move and jump ahead, let's give everyone an opportunity to create your script. And if you want to share it, it's actually, I will show you this feature so everyone can take advantage of this, is you can share. Oh, I think the Zoom call is blocking my buttons here. So you'll see here in the right here where it generates a this little chat history. There is this little icon with a arrow on it. You can click this and hit copy, and then you can put the link it generates and share it in the chat. So if you want to take the prompt that I created and maybe edit it quickly for your example, I see that we have I see for Steve here, he's professional services and looking to rewrite emails. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, ChatGTP and AI is really great. I think I use it a little bit for everything now. There's some times where if I need to like create an email for anything, I'll ask it once. I'll say, "Here, help me write a email reply." And sometimes if it's even like client related, to be honest, I'll copy and paste the last email from the client and say, here, reply to this email saying, no, I don't plan on doing this. And here's how I plan to fix it. And here's the previous email. So please write an email. And there's Chrome extensions, some other tools that will help you reply to emails. But yes, definitely, it's taken some of the stress out of sending emails. So definitely, it's a huge time saver. But yes, let me know in the chat if you are having trouble creating your script or if you need help before we jump ahead to the next step.
Can I ask a question? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say that you can ask ChatGPT to remove some of those?
Oh, yes. Yes. So let me show you that step next, which is now that it's created our script, you can ask it, please remove any annotations. Oops. Or narrator think narrator notes. Let's see here. What did I put in my example? I think narrator notes or scene descriptions in the transcript. So now it's rewriting the script with just the voiceover text. So I don't get any of the labels here saying voiceover or cut to this video or any of the kind of hints towards what should be presented in the video. So now I'm just getting pure transcript or script for the audio. So I would type in, please remove any narrator notes or scene descriptions from the transcript. And actually, I'll put that here. And then if you're looking at my ChatGPT chat history link that's in the Zoom chat, you can use that to remove any additional narration notes that were generated for the script. So if anybody want to share their script in the Zoom chat, or maybe want to share their screen or have questions, let me know. If you're still working on it, say please stop in the chat or say it verbally, and I will pause and make sure you have an opportunity to get help on your script before we jump on to the next part. Because we're going to do this. All right, cool. We'll give everyone just another minute or two to go through it and try it. And while you do that, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pause my screen so it's not a distraction. Actually, I'm going to stop sharing for a moment so everyone can get their whole screen. And be able to get the opportunity to work. And then I'm going to start loading this up.
Hi, quick question. This is Afia. When you put to remove the narrator notes, can I see your example again? Because when I did that, mine still had like the introduction part.
It will still have some. It won't completely. There's probably a much more detailed text prompt that we can feed it to make sure it completely removes any narration or notes in it. So I'll share mine. So you'll see it did still keep piece. So it still responded with, sure, here's the revised script, and then it labeled it voiceover at the top. But are you still getting more notes into or other narration notes in your voiceover script?
I am. I'm gonna share it. I think so. I did the original one and then added those notes, and then the second one, like, do I have to save it again to save, or
if
to
you
keep the
share your
second
screen,
one?
we could just take a look because it may be helpful for someone else if you want to share.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, let me make sure I've turned on the settings to allow everyone to share their screens. All right, so you should be able to share now.
Okay. So, sorry.
Oh, I see.
At the top here, and then like it still says background music playing softly. I was thinking that that would come off as well.
Yes. It's interesting. Let's see. I would say where it says send message, I would type in, please read write my script and remove notations or notes for music, images, or video, and only output the voice script. Let's see if that works. So if you want to scroll down, oh, actually, you don't want to hit stop because that'll stop it from generating.
Okay. Okay.
That's good. It's
That worked.
interesting. I'm not sure why it did Act One and Act Two, but when we get over to 11 Labs, we can just delete and remove those parts. It's
Okay.
unusual. It formatted it in this way, but yes. Actually, what were you trying to? What was the goal of your video?
Well, I just wanted to see what it could do. So I put like, hold on, I'll go at the top. Sorry for scrolling so fast. As an expert and doctoral level preschool educator, write a compelling script on the importance of developing social and emotional awareness. It
So
gave great outcome, response. So
actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to try to use the prompt from earlier and add a couple of changes to it that matches what you're looking for. So give me 1 second. Let's see if we can do yours. So let's change it to say, keep your screen up because I'm going to try to rewrite it. So, but this is good and helpful for everyone else. So as an expert, let's write a compelling on the topic of doctoral social and emotional awareness. Preschool educator. All right, so what I did is and actually I'm going to put how I changed it in the Zoom chat.
all right. Should I stop sharing now?
Yeah, you can stop sharing and I'm going to share my screen. So that's how I changed the prompt. So I wrote, as an expert marketer, your task is to write compelling 5-minute script on the topic of social emotional awareness as a preschool educator. The script should be engaging and persuasive. Oops, I forgot to take out the real estate part. So actually, let me take that. And the benefits of emotional intelligence in preschoolers. All right. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen so we can see what it does. Share. All right, so I'm gonna hit go. All right, here we go. So let's see what it generates. So it's a bright Monday morning. The preschool is alive with sounds of tiny footsteps and giggles. But have you ever stopped to consider the invisible learning that takes place beyond the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, the importance of the world of feelings, empathy, and self-awareness? Oh, that sounds pretty good. Consider little Emma, who's just 4 years old. She's bright and eager and often quiet. She observes and she listens, but she struggles to join in during playtime. As an educator, our responsibility is to extend nurturing her emotional intelligence. So this sounds all pretty good. Why is this important? As an educator, we can foster this learning through simple and yet powerful means. By acknowledging her emotions, you are validating her feelings. Yeah, this seems pretty good to me. just for something we put together really quickly for a script that talks about the importance of emotional intelligence for preschoolers and the value of it. Emotional intelligence is not a luxury, it is a necessity. As an educator, the responsibility is to nurture. It lies with us. Together, we can create emotionally intelligent future, one preschooler at a time. That sounds like a pretty good script. But yeah, so what I'll do is we'll put both into 11 Labs. This may be a little long because I'm kind of eyeballing it. It may be a little long for the free account, but let's give it a shot. So you'll take your script and you'll want to copy and paste it. Or actually, I jumped ahead. So now I'm logged into 11 Labs. The first thing you can do is you can select the synthesized voice that are already been pre-generated. If you really want to feel ambitious, it may be more than what we have time for today, but you can actually add your own voice to be cloned to create to use your own voice that's been being synthesized by 11 Lab to create your audio. So that's one way. If you want to have it to sound like you can give it samples of your own voice through audio that then it can be used to replicate your voice. But for now, we're just going to select one. I'm going to
government of the people, by the people, for the people.
I'm not sure if I
shall
like
not
Ellie.
perish from the earth.
I'm not sure if I like Ellie. We're gonna go with Bella. Actually, let's see what Bella sounds like.
You cannot find yourself by going into the past.
Yeah.
You can find your.
I'm gonna go with Bella. The other thing you can do is you're able to adjust how the audio is generated. So you can, this first one where it says stability, you can make it much more predictable and steady sounding voice, or you can make it a little less predictable, which means it's going to add some variations. Maybe it'll like make the person voice spike up or come down, so you can allow it to add some more variation to it. The same thing around clarity. It's like you can have it really strong or forceful, or maybe it's soft, so you can use these variations to have it vary the output. So you can kind of tinker with that depending on your script. If you want it to be much more serious, you can scroll it over for more stable. And the same thing with clarity and similarity, is you can scroll it over to kind of keep it much more steady. But if you're looking for something fun and vibrant, you just scroll it to the left, so then it's a little bit all over the place. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more dynamic. But since this one's targeted to educators, I think we want to make it a little bit more serious, a little bit more structured. So then we click generate. So now it is generated.
Bright Monday morning. The preschool is alive with the sound of tiny footsteps, giggles, and the joy of discovering something new every day. At the heart of it all are educators like you, fostering this environment of curiosity and wonder. But have you ever stopped to consider the invisible learning that takes place? Beyond ABCs and 123S, there's an equally important world of feelings, empathy, and self-awareness, an extraordinary universe of social and emotional learning. Consider little Emma, just 4 years old. She's bright, eager, but often quiet. She observes, she listens, but struggles to join in during playtime. As educators, our responsibility extends to nurturing her emotional intelligence, helping her understand and express her feelings, empathizing with her peers, and empowering her to be socially adept.
All right, I'll pause it there, but you kind of get the point. This tool is probably one of the best tools in the space of creating synthesized voices. And so you can see how this, if you're wanting to figure out how to monetize these things and using AI, you can see the value of this pretty quickly, from creating social media posts, creating a course. And maybe instead of you having to record all the audio for a course that you want to create, you generate the audio, and it's perfect. You don't have to retake, you don't have to re-record it. You can do it one time by typing in the words that you want it to say. And so this is some of the really big advantages of using tools like this is you're able to more seamlessly create content without a huge need to actually find a voice actor or even record it yourself and try to create a ton of content that you need to create for yourself. So, all right, I'm going to probably actually shorten this one, but I'm going to pause there. Has everyone had an opportunity to take their script and put it into 11 Labs? And then if so, do you want to share your screen and share what you've created so far? So any takers that want to be ambitious and share the audio or the script that they've generated audio for. Any takers? Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. And Janaea, did I say it right?
It's Janae.
Janae?
Yes.
All right, Janae.
Okay, give me 1 second. All right, mine is about I'm trying to sell a house
Okay.
in a rural town.
Okay.
Okay.
Give it a shot. Let's hear it.
Oh, I had it generated. Ah,
Oh yeah, give it a second. It doesn't take long. It'll
no,
start.
it actually okay.
It's tricky. Sometimes Zoom won't play the audio. Let's see.
Ready to cheer.
Sorry about that. I forgot about
It's
that.
playing now. You can hit play.
Okay. Do you want me? Okay.
Welcome, Auburn sports fans. Are you ready to experience the thrill of game day like never before? Picture this. A charming rural town where the spirit of Auburn University courses through every street. Today, I'm here to share with you an incredible opportunity to own your very own game day home in this idyllic setting. Get ready to cheer, celebrate, and create lifelong memories as we explore the benefits of buying a game day home near Auburn University. Imagine waking up on game day to the crisp fall air, the buzz of excitement filling the town. As you step out onto your porch, you're greeted by a breathtaking view of rolling hills and serene countryside. That's just the beginning. Buying a game day home in a rural town near Auburn University brings several unique benefits that truly add value to your property. Tranquility and escape. Life can get hectic, and sometimes we need a peaceful sanctuary to escape to. In this rural town, you'll find just that. Away from the hustle and bustle of the city, you'll discover a tranquil oasis where you can relax, unwind, and recharge your spirit. Imagine sipping your morning coffee on your porch, listening to the sounds of nature, and feeling completely at ease. It's a slice of heaven you'll cherish. Community and camaraderie. In this small town, Auburn University isn't just a university.
I can turn
It's
it
a way
off.
of life.
Yeah. No, this is pretty
Community
good.
here
That's
thrives
what do
with
you think
Auburn's
so
sports
far? Do you want
spirit,
to pause it?
and the game days
I'm
are a
happy with
celebration
it.
like no other.
Better
You'll
than
join
I
a
would have
tight-knit
done.
group of fellow fans who share your passion,
That's
creating
very cool.
lifelong
I'm going to
friendships
share my
through
screen so
unforgettable
that
moments.
anybody else want to share? Yes. I think we have someone who's ready to buy a home next to Auburn now. So mission accomplished.
Thank you.
That's really cool. But you can see pretty quickly, like between ChatGPT, you're creating the script and then creating audio. Now you have something that
It's a bright
feels
Monday morning.
really, you're able to create kind of really compelling stuff really quickly. And if you get really good at it, you can create a lot of content in audio very quickly once you get a really good hang of how to use these tools. So anybody else want to share before we jump into creating our video? Any other takers? If not, you can share your video. So let's jump into the next phase, which is creating our video. All right, so you'll see, actually, I'm gonna share my screen so I will show you where to go to download the video. What you may need to do, just because you're probably gonna run into a limit in our video tool on the length of the video, I would probably shorten your video down or your audio down to 1 minute. So, because I think we did ask ChatGPT to make a 5-minute transcript. We probably should have asked it to create like a 1 minute to 2 minute. Just thinking about the limitations, you may get hit with our video generation tool. So actually, I'm going to delete.
Do you have any idea how many words that is?
Oh gosh. What we can do, if we want to make our life a little easier, we could probably go back to ChatGPT and say, shorten my transcript to 1 minute. Yeah, so that's one way to do it as well, is if you don't want to try to figure it out, you can have the AI figure it out for you. So I went back and asked ChatGPT to shorten the script down to 1 minute, which probably won't be perfect, but let's give it a shot. Let's see if it did a good job of shortening the script down to a shorter length. So let's see how well it did that task.
Picture a bustling preschool, the heart of which are educators like you. Beyond teaching ABCs and 123S, there's a world of feelings, empathy, and self-awareness that needs fostering. The universe of emotional intelligence. Consider Emma, a quiet observer, struggling to join in during playtime. Our responsibility, help her understand her feelings, empathize with peers, and be socially adept. Why? Because emotional intelligence shapes a child's self-esteem, helps form healthy relationships, and navigate life's ups and downs. When Emma's upset, don't just pacify her. Acknowledge her emotions. Say, Emma, I understand you're upset. It's okay. Let's think of a solution together. Validate her feelings.
That was close to, it's a little over 1 minute. But yes, you can ask ChatGPT to rewrite it for you. So then it's closer to 1 minute. But yeah, so there you go. So, and then once you've done that and shorten your audio down to 1 minute, you can see on the same place where you hit play, you have the ability to download the audio that's created. So that's going to be a really important next step so that we can create our video. So once your audio has been generated, you download it, and now we're going to transition to our next tool. So we're going to go into augxlabs.com, and then you're going to log in. So once you log in, all right, I'm going to make sure to go back. Go back. So I'm starting at the beginning like everyone else. All right, great. All right, cool. Here we go. So you should see the same thing I'm seeing when you log in for the first time. So you should be able to click on create, and then you want to click on upload. You have a few different options. If you have text, we could have just dropped in our text script into here, but I think because the audio quality from 11 Labs is the best out there, if you were to do it here, the audio probably wouldn't sound as good or sound really robotic. Their AI and their technology is really good. So I'll usually default to getting your audio generated with 11 Labs. And then you're going to go find the audio file you just downloaded, and then you're going to upload it here. The other important thing to do once you've uploaded it, you can put in a keyword to help their video AI figure out. It will review both the audio you upload as well as you can give it a keyword. We're going to say emotional intelligence. For preschoolers. All right, and then we're going to click add. Oops, actually, I should do this in separate words. Emotional intelligence. Actually, I guess we can just maybe see if I can do this one word. Just do emotional. All right, we'll just do emotional intelligence for now. All right, and we'll click create. It's going to take it 1 to 2 minutes. So if you want to do that now to give this AI tool the opportunity to create your video, so it should look like this. So once you've uploaded your audio and then entered in the keyword that best represents the topic for your video, it will then start processing and generating your video. So while that's happening, let me know if you want to jump on the mic to ask your questions or drop your question in the chat. Let me know. So then we can make sure you're able to create your video, because this will be your first faceless video completely generated by AI. So we want to make sure you're able to accomplish that today. So yes, definitely drop a comment or jump on the mic if you're running into any issues creating your video. So mine is just completed, and there's a pop-up here for something here. All right, cool. All right. All right, I'm going to play mines for those who are still catching up so you can see how this works.
Bustling preschool, the heart of which are educators like you. Beyond teaching ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, there's a world of feelings, empathy, and self-awareness that needs fostering. The universe of emotional intelligence. Consider Emma, a quiet observer, struggling to join in during playtime. Our responsibility? Help her understand her feelings, empathize with peers, and be socially adept. Why? Because emotional intelligence shapes a child's self-esteem, helps form healthy relationships, and navigate life's ups and downs. When Emma's upset, don't just pacify her. Acknowledge her emotions. Say, Emma, I understand you're upset. It's okay. Let's think of a solution together. Validate her feelings. Help her express them in a healthy way. Remember Max, always wanting to be first? Explain to him that taking turns is about caring for friends' feelings. Teach empathy. Emotional intelligence is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Let's create an emotionally intelligent future, one preschooler at a time.
All right, so that was the video completely generated just from our audio. So I didn't make any edits. There's definitely some things that weren't really the right video or picture, but again, for quickly from just uploading a video, that's still pretty impressive, at least for me, that we're able to just upload audio and it generated a whole video sequence that's was it a little over a minute over the topic we're looking for. So anybody want to share their video once it loads, it would be awesome to see what else other people have, and I'll show you a few things that we can do inside of Auggie to finalize your video if you're ready to put yours up on YouTube or even share it. So anybody want to share your video? Any takers?
I'm still working on the voice part, like back at, what is it? Auggie or whatever, or the other one.
Is there a certain step you're stuck on, or are you just trying to get it to a shorter length?
I don't know if it's not reading because I'm on here. I think I'm stuck.
Is it giving you the download button?
Yeah, so maybe I don't know what I'm doing at this point.
We're all new. Everyone's new to this, so yes.
Marcus, if I may ask a question regarding the last video.
Yeah.
Is it possible to ask for age ranges to be put into the video? So it's only showing children between 3 and 5?
What you can do is now that it's generated, you can make changes to the videos that it's showing. Because I think at one point it was showing us someone that looked like, yeah, she's probably a little more senior, or she's, she's definitely graduated preschool already. You can definitely go in and swap out the video. So you can go into, you can upload your own images, or even this tool actually gives you the ability to like generate images. So if we wanted to generate, so maybe we want to say, what was this part of it? Picture of a preschool girl alone in classroom. So yes, you can use some of the tools in here. So you can actually use, they have a image generation tool that you can use to create an image specific to that scene. So now it's off trying to generate an image that we want to create here. Or you can search for, I don't want to click away and lose the image that it's trying to generate here. So yeah, there goes our Emma. The only downside with the image generated ones, and we'll go through a process to create better image generation. Some of the image generation tools aren't all that great. You can see usually the one downside of some image generation tools is their ability to create hands. Is obviously one of the big signs of something being AI generated. You can see here the preschooler it created has some terribly generated hands. So there's ways to improve that, but inside this tool, they don't give you a bunch of great examples for ways to do that. So maybe we want to search to find this. So we can go to preschool. So we can see what additional options they have from either stock photos or stock videos that we can use. So this is probably a better one. So yeah. Oh wait, we want one singular person. So let's let's do this one for Emma. There we go. So this is a better picture. So yeah, so they have a bunch of stock photos, videos that you can pick from inside of the tool. So then we don't have any instances of like adults in our video. So that's one way of being able to quickly fix that. So emotional kid. Or actually, I like this guy with the kid with the hoodie on. So yeah, so that's how you can quickly swap out. I think even this one was not a very good one either. So yeah, so I think that's one reason. That's probably not a great one either. But yeah, you can see here you're able to kind of quickly pick some empathy and preschooler. Let's just try preschool. There, empathy preschooler. Let's see. Oops, that picture's a little too tall. But here we go. But yes, you can see, I won't get too caught in the weeds because yeah, you can easily get really caught up here. But it gives you all the tools you really do need to be able to make quick changes to the videos you create. So then they are really aligned to the videos you're trying to create. And so actually while we're talking and while everyone's working on your videos, and actually I think forgot who was was everyone able to get to this step? Or are we some people still working on generating their audio? How do we look
I
at
got to the step, and actually, I looked at mine, and it's pretty awful in terms of images. I was just trying to pull some other images and add it.
Yeah, it is. And honestly, I think this is probably one of the areas where AI still has a ways to go, is the ability to generate videos using text or audio. So, probably even with the audio that we're able to generate and upload to Augie, and honestly, this platform is probably still one of the better ones because there's other ones that are out there and they do a just a bad of a job of translating text or audio into a sequence of videos. But I think the one reason why I did select with this one is it does give you a number of really great options to be able to then quickly swap in other images pretty quickly to improve your video. So I think now with even just in us talking in a few minutes, I've been able to redo mines with better pictures of kids and stock video. And so, yeah, I think it already looks a lot better with some of the images that I swapped in. So with that, now you have now created and also that was the one thing I did do while I think we were talking is if you go to text, you can turn on entire video closed caption. And so now it's going to take the audio that I've entered and then it's going to now show the captions that my audio is now presenting. And so now we're getting some really, this looks a lot better. I still got to go and get rid of all the adults out of my video, but it's already much better with swapping out some stock images in videos of kids that better align to my video. And you can change the text, you can change the captions, you can change the caption sizes, you can put underline. So as my audio is talking, it's actually underlining the part of the transcript. So all that's done automatically. And so now I'm going to click download. And so now once all that's done, you can add download. The other thing you can do is you can add audio to your video. You can apply filters, you can change the transitions, and you can even edit the transcript. So if there's parts that it didn't do a great job in translating the voiceover to a transcript that's being presented on the screen, you can go in here and quickly edit that. So I definitely, out of all the tools out there that kind of make it easy to create your video, I definitely have found this to be the best one. So
Marcus, are we able to upload our own videos or video clips or pictures to this? Or
yes, you can add your own. So you'll see there's this section that says My Library. So if you, since I know you're working on real estate, so if you already have some video of the home that you want to sell, and I think as you're talking, like I can see this be a great workflow to be able to create some really dynamic videos for properties you're working on. So if you have 2 or 3 videos already of maybe someone doing a walkthrough, you upload those here as well as use some of the stock images. So maybe you have other pictures of areas around the university. You can add those videos, use the voiceover, and ideally you can even clone each project. So maybe if you have similar homes in similar areas, you don't have to restart the video and recreate one over and over again. You can use a copy of one and just swap out the walkthrough of the home and then keep all the videos, the B-roll videos around the university to be able to generate your videos more quickly. So this could be a really great way. But yes, you'll want to go to My Library and then you can upload your own videos to be used in the videos that it generates. And the last thing is you can then if you want to maybe use these videos for social media, you can flip the orientation. So now the video will be ready to be, when you download it, it could be in a format that's already ready to be used for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, Reels, or Stories. So you're able to quickly create videos for that too. So this could be a really quick way to create videos for social media if you're needing to like create it in a portrait style for those different platforms. All right. Anybody want to share their video? Anyone create? There'll be bonus points for whoever wants to share their video. All right. But actually, let me. All right. All right. The manual's working on his. We'll give him a second. But actually, we'll give everyone a few moments to kind of work on their video because I know when the one that you're going to get automatically generated won't be perfect. So take a few minutes here because there's a few skills that we're learning here that we're about to apply to our two other projects. So take a few minutes to get that. I'm going to pause here to actually go grab some water and take a few minutes. What? All right, let's see. And actually, it gave me a chance to look at some of the comments here. Let's see here. Look through the comments. But yes, we're about to. Once we go through this, we're going to go to our next AI project. So let's try to get everyone to feel good and get to completion on your AI generated video. Anybody ready to share? Even if it's not.
I'm not ready to share, but I do have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
The next all these projects extend off of each other, or
some of the next one will be the next one we're moving to is use how to generate artwork, AI artwork, and different ways that you're able to then sell that AI artwork. So that one's going to be a little different, but the one that will piggyback on what we're learning here around audio will be used around creating audio that you can sell, particularly around podcasts, and an approach that allows you to create podcasts without needing to create your own, use your own voice, and then the text prompts that you can use to actually write the script and the audio for the podcast and how best to publish them. But the next one will be focused on generating AI artwork and a process in a way that you're able to use and monetize that.
I'm ready to share.
All right, awesome. Let's do it.
Okay.
Excited to see one.
And let me just get the audio in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Attention Auburn sports fans. Get ready for an extraordinary game day experience like never before. Picture owning your own game day home in a charming rural town near Auburn University. Today, I'll show you the incredible benefits of buying in this idyllic setting.
I didn't change
Wake up on game day to the buzz of excitement and breathtaking views of rolling hills. A game day home in this rural town brings tranquility, escape from the city, and a peaceful sanctuary to recharge your spirit. Join a tight-knit community of passionate fans who share your love for Auburn University. The camaraderie and sense of belonging are extraordinary. No more traffic or parking woes. Your game day home is your front row seat to the action. Tailgate, soak in the electric atmosphere, and be the envy of every fan. Worried about limited amenities? Fear not. This vibrant college town has local shops, fantastic restaurants, and nearby city amenities. Stay connected with high-speed internet, mobile coverage, and reliable communication services available in the area. Time is running out. Football season is approaching, and these properties are in high demand. Contact me now to secure your dream game day home and become part of this incredible community. Let's make your game day dream a reality. Call me today and experience the thrill like never before. War Eagle.
Okay, so obviously I didn't change all of the items, but the pictures of the house were mine.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Yeah, and I see you're able to upload your own images, and then if you had some videos of the home, you'll be able to easily incorporate those. But yeah, really, I think you're kind of got the hang of it pretty quickly. How do you feel now trying it? How do you feel that?
Oh, I feel good. That was the first time I had listened to the short or had a chance to actually see the short script. So I feel really good, like I can make changes and make it be something.
Great, good. I guess in general, anybody else want to comment on just like, what do you think so far? This being our first kind of AI project so far, how does it feel? Do you feel like you can do more of this? Is there more that you feel like you need to know? But with your first project of creating video almost completely using AI, you obviously see when you get to the video, you gotta do some human work to kind of make it all come together, but it should feel achievable now. And now you found some tools that don't cost you any money. to be able to do it. But obviously some of these tools, once you start really using them, you'll probably start seeing that if you really want to get the most out of them, you may have to spend a couple of dollars to be able to get all the features that they have to unlock. But again, it's, and Bella says, very doable. So yeah, again, yeah, this is kind of the goal of this class and this session is to kind of get your hands dirty in a bunch of these tools and to give you ones that are really effective and productive. And so hopefully you walk away knowing that you can be pretty dangerous now when it comes to using AI tools. So, all right, if there's no other questions, you can obviously keep tinkering when we take a break, or if you want to come back to these, definitely do it. But I want to make sure we can get to the other two projects for tonight. So then you are very dangerous when it comes to AI by the time we are done. So let me switch back here. So our next project here, we're going to focus on, we'll use Midjourney, but I know there may be some challenges depending on Midjourney. Sometimes it gets overwhelmed by the number of new signups. And so sometimes they will cut off the ability to create a free account. So if that's the case, we have a fallback. But we'll be using an AI generative tool to be able to create artwork. And I'm going to show you a few examples first. But really the context of this is before AI, if you wanted to create artwork, you either had to hire an artist, learn Photoshop, learn Procreate, which is a design tool. But now some of these AI tools that are now being created, these AI generative image creators use different art styles that it finds across the internet, and it allows you to type in what you're looking for. So you can say, hey, I want to create a Pixar-like picture of two kids. If we're sticking to like the video we just did, two kids in a classroom getting into a fight. So maybe you want to create an image for the video, that maybe you want to create a thumbnail for your YouTube video. So you want to create a really interesting image of two kids fighting on the playground because maybe that's going to get someone's attention to maybe want to click on the video. So before having these tools, you probably would have to go on a freelancing site, find a designer that could take your idea, and then they'll take your idea and then take 2 or 3 weeks to design it. Probably cost you $400 or $500 to have them do it. And before that, now you're looking at a whole 1 or 2 month process to create images for your project. The advantage of these tools are now you can take any idea that's in your head and create them instantly. I'm going to share a couple of examples first so you can see what this process looks like once you start getting the hang of it. But let me actually share my entire screen. So the platform I'm sharing with you, if this is, actually, I'm not sure what screen it's sharing. Give me 1 second to make sure I'm sharing the correct screen. All right, cool. So this platform that I'm sharing is called Midjourney. So Midjourney is one of the popular AI generative tools. So Midjourney has, again, been, it's two-part. They've taken images that have been posted on the internet, some that have been on Google searches and other places, just images that have been posted that have some creative license. They have posted it, they've used those images, and then they've had their workforce of humans go behind and label what those images are. So someone's uploaded a picture of a whale, and then a human went behind and said, this is a whale, this is the ocean, it's blue, the whale is black. They went through and labeled thousands, probably millions of images and categorized all the aspects that were in it, to then be able to allow us to then go behind. And I'm going to, and for Midjourney, and there's probably a few people here that may not be very familiar. I'm using a platform called Discord. So Discord is a messaging platform, but what is unique about Discord is that you can deploy bots to Discord. And so what Midjourney has done to allow for it to be a collaborative process to create art, you can go into a community or a channel with other people and be able to see other people create artwork by using their text prompts. So I'm going to scroll down here because one of our interns have been busy creating artwork for a project. So I can see. Let me scroll down here to the bottom. Sorry, we've done a lot of projects in here. So you'll see down here, Nell has been working on. I can see work that he's been working on. So he's been putting in prompts saying a young Hawaiian man drinking Coca-Cola with 7 fingers. He was very specific, 7 fingers holding the bottle. I'm not sure why he wanted 7 fingers on it. And a crowded concert background. So he's been tinkering with a couple of different ideas for his text prompts. So I can see, but that's one of the advantages that Midjourney has, or one of the reasons why Midjourney has deployed their AI to a community platform. So it's really easy for other people to see the images you're creating, and it allows for kind of a collaborative process. So I can maybe see that Nell's working on this idea and maybe I can build on it. So maybe I can go in here and using a very similar process we use to create text that was generated by AI. I'm going to go in here and do slash. And so with Midjourney, we're not going to use Midjourney just because there's a bit of a learning curve, but we're going to use another tool that's a little easier for everyone. But I'm going to show you because the principles all kind of work the same. 2 middle-aged guys and the style of, let's see, who's a famous artist that I would like to use? Let's say Banksy. All right, cool. So I'm going to click enter, and now it's going to start processing the images based upon, it's going to start generating the images based upon the text that I've given it. And so we're going to see a big difference because usually what really triggers the AI model to perform is when it knows the style of painting that you're asking for. So maybe instead of referencing a famous artist, I just say using watercolors or using futuristic neon colors and if you're familiar with certain art terms, maybe use those art terms, maybe using charcoal or using oil paintings, and all that helps the AI better understand the style or direction that you're looking for in terms of what you want created. So you'll see by simply me adding the style of Banksy to the text prompts, here's what Nell got from his text prompt was this. So you can see his, and then you'll see from mine, it's very different. So the one that I created has much more detail. It appears to have a graffiti style because that's a style that Banksy tends to do graffiti like artwork. And so that generated a much different style of artwork based upon me asking it to generate in a style of art. So that's how these AI tools work really well. And so now, if I was really interested, which one did I like? This one's weird, but kind of cool. I'm going to go with number 3. I can, using this particular AI generation tool, I can make this image larger that now I can download it. So this one's kind of cool. It's a pretty neat little image it created. But this is what we're going to do. we're going to first create our artwork. We're going to use a tool. I'm going to give you a link to it now so you can all create an account for it. We're going to use a tool that allows you to create the art in your web browser. And it's free. So I'm going to put a link to it in the chat so you can go ahead and create your free account here on dreamlike.art. And I want to make sure everyone gets the link to that. Sorry, great. But one thing, I'm going to jump to the end so you can see what the goal of our goal is that we're going to be able to create our artwork. And then there's a couple different ways that once we create that art, we're able to sell the art that we create. So we can either, you'll see here, I took the artwork I created and I added it to a t-shirt tool that allows me to buy or even allows me to quickly generate a t-shirt by uploading my artwork to it. If I want to add my artwork, so actually here's this artwork that I created with Midjourney. So then I just downloaded it and I've added it to an app that allows me to create t-shirts. I'm going to show you how to set up adding your artwork to a platform called Printful that allows you to create, add your artwork to canvases that then anyone can buy or share. Or if you're also interested, you can then download your artwork and add it to Etsy, where people can buy it as a digital download. Or if you get really ambitious, you can take Printful, which will allow you to sell your artwork as a canvas, and then someone can purchase that same artwork on Etsy. So we'll kind of go through that process as well. But I wanted to kind of show you the end goal. But the first step is to create your artwork. And I'm going to show you the steps for doing that. So if you want to, I'm going to pause. So then I give everyone opportunity to create their account on dreamlike.art. And then I will walk you through the steps to create your first piece of AI generated artwork. So take a moment and create your account.
Marcus, may I ask a question in regards to Midjourney?
Go ahead.
Is it always like where people can see all your stuff, or is there a way that you can kind of create in your own space?
Yes. So yes, to Midjourney. If you are interested, use Midjourney. Let me show you the process. But if you want it by default, by the way that Midjourney is set up, if you're using the free accounts, once you click to create a free account with Midjourney, it will take you to the Midjourney Discord channel. And then you would be able to, for free, be able to add your text prompts here and create images. But to your question, if you want to do your artwork where only you can see it, there's like two options. There's one, it would require a paid account with Midjourney, which is I think $7, $10 a month.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah. And there's one route, which is you can create your own Discord channel, or you can directly message the Midjourney bot. So you can go to direct message and the Midjourney bot, and then do your prompts directly with it. Oops. Slash imagine. But even with that, you will definitely still need you can direct message the Midjourney bot directly in Discord. So yeah, if you go direct message Midjourney bot and do slash imagine in your prompt, you can do it there and it won't be visible to every single person on the Midjourney Discord channel. But if you're not on the paid account that allows you to generate in stealth mode, it will still show up on your Midjourney profile. So like here, for me, all of my, because of the certain, I think if you're still on like the middle tier with Midjourney, all your images kind of show up on your profile. So if people are kind of looking or searching, your image will still show up there. You would need to, I believe, be on the third tier of Midjourney. Uh-oh. It needs to verify my identity first. I am a human. I believe it's the third tier. Let's give it a second to load. I believe it's... I don't want it faster. Yeah, I think it is it's the $48 a month tier that gives you stealth image generation. So that means when you create images, it doesn't publicly show them. As well as I think it allows you to, I think it, in addition to stealth image generation, it also doesn't like share the styles that you're creating with other people. So I think that's the ability. If you are looking to create genuinely unique images that then you may want to be, that you're looking to like sell or do other things with, then I would upgrade to the plan that allows you to do your image creation in stealth mode. But for a lot of my stuff, I'm just creating it for content or other purposes. So for me right now, it's not really important that my content or images are being hidden from the world, but it also, for some people, they're really excited about sharing what they create, and then other people are able to mimic their style or find out all the prompts and text they use to generate the results they created. But yes, that's how you would need to increase your plan to be able to hide what you're creating. But we're definitely, if you have more questions, I can definitely share some additional tips and tricks on Midjourney, because you can see I've created a lot of stuff. So yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, cool. So hopefully everyone's created their dream account. So I'm going to switch here. I'm going to share my screen and just this browser tab. So hopefully everyone's created their accounts. So what you want to do, I'm going to explain a few things that you see here on the screen. So the first option here is what you're looking at is a version of Stable Diffusion. So Stable Diffusion, there's Midjourney and Stable Diffusion, which are the two strongest platforms for generating AI artwork. And so with Stable Diffusion, you first select, you can, what some people have done is they have gone through the process of training Stable Diffusion on a certain style of images. So maybe they are artists and they've already created a bunch of artwork of their own, and then they uploaded it to say, this is a model that is trained on 100 pieces of my own artwork that has, you know, certain style, and then they can share that model with other people. So that's what's pretty neat about Stable Diffusion, is you can create a whole bunch of, you can train your own model on a number of different images. Maybe you've done a certain style of photography for years, you can upload your style of photography to train and say, this is the Marcus Finley model on nature photography. And now you've trained a model on a certain style of photography that now you can share with other people. So this solution allows you to, so here you can select a few on the free version of this tool. You can select which version of which model that you want to use to create your artwork. So I'm going to go with the realism engine for this one. So that's going to give me, I guess, really photorealistic style of images that come out of it. You can just click OK, because on that step there, there's some pre-defined styles that are already built into what gets generated from this model. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop into the chat a text prompt that you can use that will give you similar results that you see here on the right. If you don't want to be creative and try to come up with your own text prompt, so here is one that you can use. But another thing that you can do if coming up with a creative set of text and terms is making your brain stop and you just don't know where to start, you can go into ChatGTP and you can type into ChatGTP, help me write text prompts for AI generated art. I want it to look like the Indiana Jones movie and have the character jumping. Give me a really creative and descriptive text using commas, blah, blah, blah. You kind of get the point. You can use ChatGTP to help you write even more creative text prompts for your images so you can get even better quality. And if you're even one thing that, if I know I shared that I use this tool called AI PRM, they also have people who have shared Midjourney prompt generators. So if you want to create a Snoopy, I don't know why that came to Snoopy in the snow. It will then take my short description of what I want and also create some really descriptive text prompts that I can use. So actually, I'll just copy these so you can just see what that will look like. But again, I just dropped, if you want to copy and paste the one that I put into the chat and then insert it or make any changes that you would like to make to it, but that will give you a good example. So you're not kind of stuck trying to be creative. You can at least use the one that I've already created to create your artwork. So go ahead and give that a try, and then everyone can kind of share your screen, or those who are interested to share their screen can share the artwork that they were able to create. So maybe you'll say, maybe I'm going to make some changes to it while we're talking to get, I kind of like the way the Banksy one came out, so I'm going to try that again. I'm going to change that. You can, by changing any of these characteristics, you can change what the image will generate. So maybe I'm going to say a man and woman. I'm going to say remove 3. So yeah, so that's, oops, there's typo. In this particular, when you're creating AI images, the words are very important. So if you do have typos, that may actually have an impact in the image that you create. One thing you'll see down here in the next section, it will say there's a section that says negative prompt. So if you want, in the negative prompt section, that tells the image, that will tell the AI to not to include certain things in the image. And so I'm going to actually remove the 3D rendering part because I actually don't mind if it includes that in the painting. But you can maybe leave draw or cartoons. So maybe if you don't want it to have a cartoony look, you can do that as well. The other cool thing about this tool is that if you have, maybe honestly, if you wanted to, there's a big trend that was happening a few months ago where everyone was going into an app that took your face and it created portraits of you. You can kind of do a very similar thing where you can upload your own image, maybe an image of a friend or with their consent and upload them into this and create images of them, or it'll use their face as kind of the example to build around. So there you go. It's now creating, oh, these are pretty cool, actually. I never tried this combination before. So now it's creating artwork based upon the text that I gave it. So I said waist up shots of a man and woman. It's a fashion shoot from a trippy alien world, photorealistic abstract art fantasy with makeup. And so there you go. So it created, these are pretty neat, actually. But yeah, that's basically from the images that we entered. We also selected, because I selected the photorealism engine, it created images that look like photography. So if I would have selected a different model, it wouldn't have generated things that look like photos. So, but yeah, that's actually pretty cool stuff there. So anybody want to share what they've created so far? Any takers? All right. If no one wants to share, then we'll go to the next step.
Oh, how do you share it? I'm on there.
Oh, if you want to share your screen, if you hit the, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. If you hit the green button that says share screen, it'll allow you to share your screen and share what you have. Or you can, I believe, yes, you can, actually, I'll share my screen. If you don't want to share your screen, you can just hit, I'll share my screen really quickly. You can hit the, when it generates your artwork, you can, like this one, if you can hit this copy link, and then I'm going to put it in the browser.
Some very interesting pictures.
Yeah, that came out really weird, but maybe that's what I wanted. Was weird. So now it's going to give me a link that I can share with other people of the artwork I created. So yeah, if you want to share the link and drop it in chat, anyone, you could drop your links in the chat if you want to share yours. Oh, I'm gonna click on a few that are in the chat. Oh wow, that was weird. That's definitely weird, but kind of cool. That one's weird and cool as well. Yeah. Well, let's check out the one Chad generated. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, there's the one downside of AI art, particularly this one's web-based with using Stable Diffusion. There's some newer models, Stable Diffusion XL or SDXL, that have improved rendering, but there is particularly some of the older AI models, the things that you will run across that are clear signals that it was AI generated were teeth. Some of the earlier AI models really struggled with rendering teeth in someone's mouth. And some of the clear signals, even from the last 6 months, have been most AI tools struggled with the human anatomy when it comes down to toes and fingers. But many of the newer models are become really good and performing really well at handling, particularly fingers. Many of the models would give people 7 toes or 8 fingers or things like that. You'll still see that in some of the models like Midjourney or Stable Diffusion, but you'll see here it's struggling here kind of with teeth. So some of the hacks that you can do are to tell the model when you're creating your artwork to have the rendering of people have their mouth closed or not smiling, so then there's less teeth, so there's less chances that it creates way too many teeth in the person's mouth and so it's too many teeth to be human, things like that. So yeah, you'll see that down here that this tool, or in this model, it wasn't trained very well on teeth, so you can see the teeth aren't really in the right direction, or they're like weirdly slightly deformed or not their right shape to be teeth, things like that. So those are kind of things that you can actually also do here in the negative prompts, which is call out to the AI to not include images that have poorly formed teeth or deformed teeth or 7 fingers. You can clearly tell the AI not to include those things, or you don't want any images that have any humans with 7 fingers, things like that. So those are ways that you can tweak the AI and make sure that it's not poorly performing and generating bad images. Oh, this one's really cool. Actually, I think we're going to rock with this one for our t-shirt. So if you want to download it, you can just right click and save, as well as there's a little button here to download. But now I think we found the artwork we want to do, but also what's really neat with Stable Diffusion is that you can click variations and it's going to now create variants of that artwork. I think I also liked this one as well, so I'm going to ask it to make some variations of it and tell it to run, which is pretty neat. And that's what's really neat about Stable Diffusion. You have controls, so maybe you throttle up. Oh wow, that's very weird. I think it's going off the deep end now. But now you can allow it to create even more variations of things. Yeah, it's gotten really weird now. So yeah, that's really creepy. But yeah, so there you go. That's AI art, but it's part of the part of with using these AI generative tools is it's a little bit of experimentation. You can go back and maybe change the wording and the prompt that you gave it, or you can go back and change the negative prompts or change the text that you've you know what, I think part of this was I didn't change some of the prompts in here, so now it's really all over the place. I should have changed my prompts. But that's kind of the cool things. It allows you to experiment, play with different words. The other thing that's pretty neat is you can go and see other things other people have created and get inspired by the words or phrases or the combinations of words they're using to create artwork to then add on to yours. But that's kind of the crash course on generating AI art. So now you can see this is what I've done is I've taken the artwork I've created and added them up. And actually there is a really good question that came in through the chat is how many credits do you get? For many of these, they're reloaded once a month. So if you're really into it, honestly, it's worth, I think for Midjourney, the cheapest tier is like $7. If you're really into it, it's worth the $7 a month for some of these tools. If you're really into creating the artwork or creating pictures, I pay the $7 because you'll see I've created a bunch of images. But to get to the business side of this, because we're an agency and we're always creating content for social media or for emails, the $7 pays for themselves or pays for itself, because now we're able, instead of spending $25 on a stock photo or for one stock photo, or spending $10 on one stock photo, we can spend $7 and create hundreds of photos for emails. And that's what's been really a game changer for us. And for our business, is the ability to create hundreds of stock photos for a campaign, or if we're going to put something on social media, we can make 20 photos for social media versus maybe only buying one or two stock photos. So it's become a really critical tool in terms of our business and creating creative pictures to go along with things. And actually, I'm going to take a, before I show you the process of making your t-shirt, I do want to show you some practical things that aren't just really weird photos. But there you go. And actually, here is a very relevant thing. So I think that this was the Snoopy prompt that I just put in. And so maybe you're needing to create a Christmas card for your company. And so instead of going off and buying a stock photo for $7 to $20, maybe you go in here and type in the prompt exactly the way you want it. And so maybe you're a dog care company and you need a really great picture of a dog playing in the snow that you want to throw on a Christmas card or make cards, or even send out an email campaign. Now you can go into Midjourney or some of these image generation tools and create the exact image you need for your business. And so now you can do this. Or even for the example that we're doing, maybe you create a really great, maybe, people really love dog photos and love printing out dog photos to put up on their walls. So now you start creating a campaign of dog photos that then you create artwork for, and now people are buying your dogs playing in snow photos that now you're now creating or monetizing. So there's a lot of huge opportunity using these AI generative tools to create unique artwork that's tailored to something very specific or to a particular niche. Or if we're talking about real estate, maybe you create a bunch of really great, compelling pictures around the University of Auburn or Auburn University that then you put on your website. So now instead of having to buy a bunch of really expensive stock photos, you're just creating exactly the scenes that you want to represent that then you put on your website. So that's how you really take advantage of these tools. And it's become a very important part of our workflow now to create images that are exactly tailored to what we need. But yeah, just wanted to kind of quickly show, outside of the weird futuristic stuff, very practical ways to use these AI tools, particularly for business. So let me show you the one that allows you to create your artwork right now. I'm going to create a new one because I kind of like the shirt that I created for this class. So I'm going to, if you go to this app called shirt.app, and I'll drop a link into our Zoom chat. So if you want to click that link and quickly create an account, what's really neat about this app called shirt.app, it allows you to take any picture or text and add it to a t-shirt and kind of drag it and drop it around. And then you'll be able to sell or purchase that shirt for yourself. And so this is probably the fastest and easiest way to sell your artwork. So you can potentially take pictures you create, put them on Instagram, put them on Pinterest, put them in a bunch of different places and have people the simplest way that I've seen people do this, and you can even see this a lot on Instagram, is people, you can say, here, if you want to buy this t-shirt or buy this design, you can cash at me or things like that. You can do the full transaction on an Instagram or TikTok, or even do custom orders. So I've seen people create basically businesses on Instagram where they create custom artwork using these generative tools and help customize it and create, maybe they want a picture of their daughter for graduation, but in a really cool way. They'll create the artwork, they'll be commissioned, and people will commission them, pay them $50 to create the artwork. They'll create it using Midjourney or one of these tools, or Dream Art, and they'll make the artwork for them and charge them whatever their fee is to make that artwork and ship it to them. So I'm going to take one of the artworks that I created, and here we go. I've added it to here. So now I want to add it to here. And now if I wanted to make this picture, or not just make this picture, if I wanted to buy this picture, I can buy this picture right now. I can click add it to cart. Oops, I didn't select the size. Let me do 16 by 19. So right now I can hit pay and buy this canvas print version of my artwork, 16 by 20, which is, I guess, a little over almost 1 foot by 2 feet version of the artwork I just created. So that's how quickly, in just really a couple of steps, which are taking a text prompt. Actually, we're going to take one that we just created. So actually, we're going to take, let me swap. And actually, let's go back. Let's do a t-shirt, because I feel like the t-shirts are actually pretty fun. So we're going to take a t-shirt. We're going to pick a color. Let's say we're going to do black. We're going to upload a picture. We're going to upload the picture. Where did that picture go? Is this the one? There we go. There we go. We're going to take the picture. We're going to throw it, center it. And then if you want to get creative about like text, so then actually let's add some text to it. Dream or dream. So I don't know. That's sounds kind of clever. So we're gonna say, and then we're gonna change the font here, make it feel kind of new school. We're gonna change the text to white. I don't know if I like the text. There you go. And just like that, and if maybe you do 3 or 4 versions of the shirt, now you have a t-shirt line. And there you go. And that's really how quickly, I guess in the span of what, like 15 minutes, we have now created our AI art. We have went to shirt.app, and I'm going to hit add to cart. And let me pick a size. Let's go like a large. And just like that, if you hit add to cart, we can go ahead and go through the whole checkout process to actually get the shirt printed and shipped to you. Usually it takes usually about a week and a half. So they're actually surprisingly pretty fast for kind of an on-demand print company. But yeah, you can take the artwork you can create, add a few words to it, and then either buy it yourself or sell it to other people using this app. So this is honestly the fastest way that if to create them to go about that process. Go ahead.
All right. So I have a few questions in regards to this. One, how do you create the account? And then two, how how do you get how much of it goes to you versus how much goes to T-shirt Got It?
Yeah, so for this one, you're really, in this case, um, I do like the shirt app because you don't have to, this isn't like a drop shipping like platform. You're just outright buying this t-shirt from them for $24.95. So you could maybe go back and resell it to somebody else for $50. So it's not like a traditional like drop shipping one. And I'll show you another way to do this using a platform called Printful. But this is the approach if you're just wanting to buy the shirt yourself and then maybe resell it to someone else, or maybe do custom shirts for someone else. And then what I've done in the past for if I wanted to do this really quick is to say, oh, all right, you want to do a custom shirt? I'll custom design the t-shirt and put the words you want on it. You can cash at me $50 and tell me where you want to have it shipped to. And then I just go through the t-shirt app to lay out the design, send them a screenshot of the t-shirt. It's like, here's your custom shirt. Is this what you want? Great. And plug in their address, pay for it, because they've already paid me $50. It's going to cost me $24. I made $24 off the t-shirt. So that's one way if we're just looking for like doing it in a custom way, kind of one off, one per person. This is probably the fastest way to do that. If you're looking to like not have to do all, I'm going to show you Printful, but that one requires a lot more steps to configure. But it does allow you to then basically create a shopping page that makes it really easy to then sell it, where you don't have to be the person in the middle facilitating the purchase. You can just put up the page and then people can buy from basically a website, or you can connect it to Shopify. But this is really the easiest way if you were looking to do like custom t-shirts, or even to have to print out the artwork, print out yourself, and maybe ship it directly to someone. Does that make sense? And then you can also buy in bulk, which is kind of cool. So if you really like the design and you're like, cool, I want to like get 10 of these and then go sell it at like a I know like in Baltimore they have like markets, or like where you can, they have like open markets where you can sell stuff. If you want to kind of bank on yourself, you can make 200 of these and then go and sell them at a open market or something like that. So this is your one way that you can create the t-shirts, print them out, get them printed, get them shipped to you. And then with this tool, the price does go down when you buy it in bulk. So you do get a discount. But if you were looking to do that, I would actually go to this platform called Printful that allows you to do fulfillment in a much more professional way. So it's called Printful. So it allows you to create your store as well as manage orders. But the one thing that's really neat about Printful is you're able to, in a sense, completely create your store for generating sales, but also uploading and selecting products. So I'm going to take you through a quick crash course of this, but we can probably have a whole workshop just on Printful. But I'll give you the important parts of Printful. Is once you've signed up for Printful, you're able to go into first the product templates. So let's say we want to do something similar to our t-shirt. So let's go into create more products from templates. I want to do men's clothing. I want to do, let's say, a hoodie. And then here you'll see what they list here is kind of the base cost for that t-shirt. So there's different hoodies of different quality and material and shapes and sizes. So maybe I want to do the premium die cut hoodie. It's a little more expensive, but obviously it'll probably be better quality. But now I can take my design. So I'm going to take, I already have one in here, but let's upload the one that we created today. So I'm going to take this one. Oh, it needs to be in JPEG. I don't think I downloaded the one that we created today as a JPEG. So I'm going to take one that I've already uploaded that I know is in the right format. Oops. And then, so here I'm going to maybe zoom. That looks kind of cool. And so they do a bunch of really cool magic already to the images. One important thing that may become really important if you're looking to do Printful is to increase the image quality of your image. And so actually let me, and so there's a bunch of different tools to do that. But I'm just going to show you my image here. So I've uploaded my image, I hit save, I uploaded my template. And so now it's going to create a little rendering with my image on a hoodie. So there you go. Here's my hoodie with the artwork that I created. And then I can create a shareable link. You can do a few other things which are really important, which is you can kind of add markup on top of your product. So if you can sell a little higher because now you want to actually really make a profit from it. But now I want to create my shareable link and you drop it into, where's our chat here? There you go. So if you guys want to click on that, actually, oh yeah, don't buy it yet because I haven't really set this up. So don't buy my shirt. But you're able to see you can create shareable links where people can actually now go and buy your product.
I think you want to charge me for all products off of there.
Yeah, that's why I know. I think I kind of clicked that quickly. But yes, don't charge me yet.
Well, at all, because you don't want to be the one paying for your group.
Exactly, yeah. But you can see that was pretty fast. Printful we've used for a very long time. And so it's a pretty solid platform. And they definitely do really high quality work. And we've gotten I've gotten things I printed on Printful that I still wear 2 years now. So it's actually a really solid platform in terms of being able to easily upload artwork and to be able to quickly start selling your product line really quickly. So this is the process. If you're looking to create either artwork, clothing, using AI generated artwork, using our Dreamlike art, and then you download the art you created, and then the artwork you create that's created from a JPEG. So actually now that I exported that image correctly, I can now upload it. I can go into the product catalog inside of Printful. Once you'll need to do a few additional things in the settings around kind of creating your store. But once you've done that, you'll be able to successfully share your link with the products you create using the template. And now you've taken your art, and once you maybe created 3 or 4 pieces of art and created hoodies and t-shirts, you've now created a product line that you can now take advantage of and start marketing on Instagram and a bunch of other places, Pinterest, and start driving sales. And I think this has become one of the biggest popular ways to use AI to generate side businesses is finding a niche. Maybe it's a certain art style or a certain style of artwork that's really popular, or a certain style of fashion that's really popular that you're really interested in, and you create 4 or 5 different t-shirt styles, add them to, either you do it on demand, you create custom pieces, or you add it to a platform like Printful and create hoodies, t-shirts, artworks, cups, and start marketing it on a Instagram page or TikTok. And even the advantage of like Printful is you can get your hoodies or t-shirts made at a cheaper cost. So this could be the cost you sell to other people, but you can buy it at their cost, which is much cheaper, just if you want to be able to get a version or sample of it for yourself. So, but Printful is definitely the way to go. Once you do the basic setup, kind of linking a card and all the things that you need to officially activate your account, you can then focus on creating your t-shirt or hoodie line using their templates, and they'll automatically create models wearing your thing once you upload your artwork on top of a piece or one of the templates. So you'll see here the artwork I created. I selected a poster format to be able to create a printed poster that then people can buy of that artwork. Cool. Any questions here? I know I kind of went really fast on this one, but I wanted to make sure we're able to at least create the artwork and get an understanding and feel comfortable about creating your own artwork, and then highlight 2 really user-friendly tools that allows you to not just upload your art, but actually allow you to either instantly purchase, like right now today, the artwork you created, or if you spend a little bit of time once you set up your store, you can at least be able to create upload the art, be able to get templates that show your artwork on a model wearing your design. So now you can go ahead and start selling your t-shirts, your hoodies to other people, and now you have created your side hustle on selling your AI generated clothing brand. So I'll pause there, make sure there's no questions. But with Printful, I can definitely after this share some additional links on any additional tools and configurations you'll need to do to make sure your store is up and running. But once you do that, you'll be able to start making your own orders, or even downloading the mockups that allow you to put those mockups. So actually, I'll download one here. Actually, I'll do one. Let's just do a basic one. This 2 is like the guy and the girl, and then one on the hoodie. Detail. Actually, I should download all of them. Cool. So I'll download them. Maybe I should only did a few because this may take a while. But now it's going to download models wearing my new t-shirt or hoodie line with my artwork that then now you can post on Pinterest, on Instagram, TikTok, and get people interested in your line and put a link to it. And now you're off creating your own clothing brand. But I'll pause there. Oops, I realized I was muted. But any questions? I'm going to share my whole desktop because now you can see what was generated from Printful. So now I have a picture of a model wearing my t-shirt with the embroidered version of my artwork on it. Thank you, thank you. That was a lot of hard work for us to create this. Actually, it came out really good. Actually, I think I may actually order this because I was curious to see how this gets embroidered on the hoodie, but actually it looks really cool. Um, but yeah, that's if you're really creative and you want to experiment, it's definitely probably worth the $7 to like really get really creative and try different variations, and then be able to create some really interesting AI art that then you're able to convert into sales. So ideally, creating artwork or even creating actual clothing. But cool. Is there any other questions? If not, I'm going to jump into our last one since we're starting to run out of time, and I want to make sure we have enough time for questions to start talking about one. Now that we have all these new skills, how do we actually start building this into a business with the last of our time? But is there any other questions before I move to creating a podcast? All right, cool. All right, I'll move on. There's no questions. Did anyone else create any additional artwork you want to share before I move on? All right, cool. All right. There's no other. The other thing we wanted our three, we kind of wanted to do 3 projects tonight with creating using AI that allows us to create our side hustle. So there we go. The next one was creating a podcast without using our own voice. Oops, sorry, going really fast. Let me click back one. All right, cool. So go back. There we go. All right. Oops. This is not, sorry, this is not working with me today. But we'll jump right into the demo because really with the podcast, we've already went through 11 labs where we took the script and created the audio. And so we can do a very similar approach to do that. And I want to highlight a very real example. So I want to highlight that even a 7-year-old could do this process. So I worked one day, it was a rainy day with my son. We were really interested. He loves podcasts, and particularly ones that are like R.L. Stine stories, like the ones that we've kind of read in school. And so one day while we were kind of stuck in the house, we used ChatGPT to create the script for our scary story because he's already listened to all of them. And we then took the script and we put our script into 11 labs to create the audio. And then we went into Midjourney to actually kind of create scenes of parts of the story. So I want to quickly show what we were able to create using that process.
Create script. 11 labs for the audio.
Let me go full screen.
Midjourney to create the images, and then the audio AI to generate the soundtrack for the story. So here we go. The Zombies Rise. It was a bright and sunny day, perfect for spending time outdoors. The neighborhood kids gathered at the local graveyard to play hide and seek among the tombstones. Everything was fun and games until the ground beneath their feet began to rumble, and strange growling sounds echoed through the air. Suddenly, the zombies rose from their graves, their eyes empty and dead, their skin hanging off their bones. The kids screamed and scrambled to their feet, running for their lives, their hearts pounding in their chests.
So that was the result of us using 11 labs, which we've already done tonight. But then what we shared, and actually, how many? And the one that was pretty cool is I shared that on my LinkedIn. and got over, was that 1,300 impressions. Like I rarely share on Instagram or LinkedIn, and got a ton of impressions on something that we just did probably in 15 minutes to do. It took us 15 minutes to create the script on ChatGTP, and I'll share a prompt that we use to create that. But or we're going to do a prompt for creating a podcast, but then we created the audio, and then we created the audio or the music in the background using Boom E, or actually no, we used, there's a couple of these tools, but we use Soundful.com to create the audio. And actually, I'll show you a little project a little later that we use Soundful to actually create audio for a lo-fi music playlist that we put on SoundCloud. But we'll use this platform to create the audio for our podcast, or create the background music for our podcast. And so, and then since our audio clips are going to be a little bit longer, we can use Descript or honestly, any audio editing tool to put all our audio clips together. But yeah, let's kind of walk through the process of creating our podcast. So to basically do what a 7-year-old is able to do. But, and also the note here, what also made this process really easy to then like post it to like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We just went in, or I went into ChatGTP and just asked it to give me descriptions. So I was like, hey, ChatGTP, based on this script, give me a description to add to Spotify to describe this podcast. So I basically use ChatGTP to fill in all the fields that were needed to create this podcast. I asked it to tell me categories and tags and all the things I would need to fill this in. And then I was able, once we finished the audio and added the music, we uploaded it to Apple Podcasts. And then within 30 minutes, we were podcasters, which was pretty exciting to go from never creating a podcast to creating a podcast. And what was really fun about this is the opportunity to think about, you can create a podcast that now you can monetize without even ever having to get on the mic. And so now even me and my son have started scripting out ideas for a new podcast. And so then we're going to have 20, 30 podcasts that we never recorded our own audio for, our own voice for. We've come up with scripts that ChatGPT helped us create. And now we'll create a series of podcasts, and then we can charge subscriptions for, that allows us to now, charge other people to have access to our podcast. And so that's another way that you can take advantage of AI. But if you're thinking about your business, thinking about real estate, maybe you create a podcast about the latest real estate trends and Alabama, and you use ChatGTP to come up with the script for it, use 11 Labs to do the voiceover for it, and then add some audio to the background or music to the background of it. Use ChatGTP to create the description for your podcast and hit publish. And now it maybe is driving sales to your business. People are discovering it, looking for real estate podcast content on podcasts or Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And now it's being used for lead generation or even promoting properties for sale for your business. So this could be a huge way, because podcasts have become hugely popular. And maybe it probably will probably overtake TV at some point, because so many people really enjoy podcasts. I think I listen to podcasts more than I watch TV now. So I think it's a great opportunity, particularly now that you can create podcasts without even using your own voice. So let's go into the steps to do that. So I'm going to give you I'm going to drop into our channel. Give me 1 second. Our Zoom chat, a text prompt you can use to put into ChatGTP to create your script for your episode. Give me 1 second to copy and paste the text prompt. into the chat. Oh gosh, it's too long. Let me break it up into pieces. I forgot the text limit inside of the Zoom chat. So I'm going to break it up into 2 pieces. All right, cool. So I'm actually, since I'm still sharing my screen, and I know we just created a video for buying real estate around Auburn University, I'm going to create a podcast using this text that is on that topic. So I'm going to copy and paste the prompt that I just shared. And you can modify this prompt in any way. Maybe instead of Joe Rogan, who's obviously a very popular podcaster, you use Oprah Winfrey, or I'm trying to think who else is very popular at podcasts. I don't know. Actually, I'll change this to Oprah. Gosh, am I spelling her last name right? I'm probably spelling that terribly wrong. Let's see. There we go. All right. And so, and the name of the podcast is All Burn Real Estate. Real estate today. And the name of the host is Marcus. The goal of this podcast is to educate the average person on the topic of Auburn real estate. Oops. And the advantages of buying homes near the university. This will be a solo podcast, which will be important. There will be no interviewers or any, and only one person talking. The script will create optimism, inspiration, but also acknowledge a few potential downsides. Your task is to write a script for the next episode of this podcast. The script will have an intro, 3 sections, and an outro. Start by only writing the outro, then ask permission to write the preceding sections. There's a reason why we asked to do this, is because ChatGPT will, because the podcast should be ideally a couple of minutes long, maybe 5 minutes or even 10. That's going to be more text than ChatGPT can generate at one time. So we're going to ask it to generate the text in sections. So then it doesn't stop halfway through the process of creating the script for our podcast. All right. So now with that, we're going to hit go and see what we get in terms of our script. Right. So here it goes. Hello, beautiful people. This is your trusty tour guide, Marcus, from the heart of Dixie, where sweet tea is thick as our accents. That is terrible. Welcome to another podcast episode. So now it's done the intro, so I'm going to tell it to continue. And so now it's going to continue with the next section of our podcast. So it's going to start going through, and now it's continuing. So I'm going to prompt it for the rest of our podcast. Continue. Oops. So it's gonna do this for, I think we said 3 sections and then like an outro. And then we're gonna tell it to continue some more. And I think specifically for like this example around real estate, I probably would have, in thinking about this in an even more practical business way, would be I would probably take a description of a listing. So maybe the podcast is like once a week, you highlight 2 or 3 properties by describing them. And I would take a written description of the property and turn it into a podcast. Could be an interesting way of creating content that way. And then I'm going to now take, but that could be one way just thinking about this example. So now I'm going to take this, and I probably won't generate the whole thing because that may be a little overkill and I don't think we want to listen to the whole podcast, but I'm going to copy this and copy one more section and put this into 11 Labs. So I think we probably are all getting the hang of this now. And I'm going to do one more. All right, and we're going to drop it in. Well, let's see what this sounds like.
Hello, beautiful people. This is your trusty tour guide, Marcus, coming to you from the heart of Dixie, where the sweet tea is as thick as our accents, y'all. Welcome back to another splendid episode of Auburn Real Estate Today, the podcast that keeps you in the know about everything that glitters in Auburn's housing market. We're all about getting real on real estate here, folks. Today, we're turning the spotlight on the golden opportunities hidden in the Auburn University area.
And actually, one thing I'll do, and this is to kind of highlight this feature, which we kind of skipped over. That's pretty boring because, you know, this is a podcast, so you don't want something that's kind of monotone. And so I'm going to throttle the variability up, so then we get a lot more variation in what gets generated. And then I'm going to, I guess since I said the host is a guy, I'm going to pick a guy's voice and we're going to regenerate this again. Let's give this another go. But let's, oops, I may have made it.
Hello, beautiful people. This is your trusty tour guide, Marcus, coming to you from the heart of Dixie, where the sweet tea is as thick as our accents, y'all. Welcome back to another splendid episode of Auburn Real Estate Today, the podcast that keeps you in the know about everything that glitters in Auburn's housing market. We're all about getting real on real estate here, folks. Today, we're turning the spotlight on the golden opportunities hidden in the Auburn University area. Ah, college towns, full of energy, promise, and parking tickets. But did you know they can also be a real estate gold mine? Now I see those raised eyebrows, so let's dive in. But first,
I may have throttled a little too high on the variability and it being a lot more energetic, but you kind of get the point. You can kind of tweak this a little bit that make it a little bit more enjoyable to listen to, particularly since the length of it that you're going to create. So yeah, and then the last thing is podcast would be pretty boring if all you were doing was listening to someone with no additional background. And so the next tool that you'll want to add some ambient background music to your podcast is a tool called Soundful. And it's really nice. And it's actually very simple to use. So once you log in, you'll want to pick a style. So maybe for this one, we'll find something kind of soothing. So maybe we'll go a coffee shop theme. Yeah, so I think that sounds like a pretty good intro to me. And actually, I'll copy a link for you. So that actually required no work, I think, besides just clicking a button. And that's what's really neat with these AI audio music generation tools. A lot of them, all you need to do is either type the sound or aesthetic that you're looking for. And many of them, you don't even need to do that. You just need to pick a genre of music and it'll allow you to make a variation of that. And then I can, if I really wanted to, go and make some adjustments to it. But I think honestly, from what I heard, I'm pretty happy with what it generated so far. And actually, I will share a link to the audio I just created. And but what's really nice about tools like this is you own the music. And that's really the beauty of a tool like this is you won't run into issues like other platforms. If you were to use a licensed song by a real artist, you wouldn't be able to use it. But with an audio platform like this, you can create a unique piece of audio to add to your podcast that now allows you to have music or background music to go along with the audio that you generate. And very similar to the example I shared for our scary story, I used this one, but I typed in scary music and it generated a scary music soundtrack that I was able to add to the background of my audio or to the podcast. So I'm going to pause because I know I've covered the text prompt really quickly and creating I know we've already used 11 Labs, but I think Soundful is pretty self-explanatory once you log in, that all you need to do is kind of pick what you're looking for and honestly just tap the genre you're looking for. Maybe it's just ambient background music or sounds is kind of the energy you're looking for your podcast. You can select that. And then once you do it, you want to hit get. And with this one, oh, they must have literally just changed this because this was not a thing before. Or actually, no, I think, oh, they must have just literally changed this because, oh, no, I think the problem is I picked one of the themes or styles that are the paid version. So you'll probably need to make sure I wasn't paying attention. They just must have just added this feature because this was not here before. But you'll need to select one of the music theme options that are not the premium ones with the little crown on it. Because it looks like the premium themes do require the paid version. So make sure you pick one because I was not paying attention to that. To pick one that is not a premium theme, music generation theme, pick one that's definitely a free one. So you can download it for free. But any questions? How's everyone? I'm not sure if anyone's actually tried to create their podcast. Did anyone try to create the script and audio for their podcast so far? Right. But all right, cool. If that's okay, if you want to keep tinkering or if you don't want to share for right now, that's okay. But but yeah, that covers the three areas that I wanted to cover tonight. I know I'm moving a little quickly because I know we're already at 9 o'clock and I don't want to keep everyone up past their bedtime. But we'll go through now that you have these three kind of techniques under your belt, and I know we covered a couple of really interesting tools from audio to video to image creation. I think now some of the things that you can definitely take advantage of and how you can apply all these tools to your business are being able to take advantage of e-commerce, being able to use Printful or even that shirt.app to be able to create your own e-commerce store, or if not, to be able to do custom created artwork really quickly to create your own online payment tool or clothing. And then there's pretty much endless opportunities to create different streams of revenue using AI, either by image creation. So there's opportunities to do social media management or create social media campaigns using AI and ChatGPT together. The same thing with being able to use ChatGPT to help respond to conversations that are happening on the web. So those are really cool and interesting ways to use AI. But yeah, some of the big takeaways here are that there are even more AI tools that I did not demonstrate tonight, or even that you got to tinker with. I will share some resources to additional things following this presentation, that there's more tools out there that you can try to become masters of. There's opportunities because there are very few people that are still take advantage of these tools. There's opportunities that you can become an expert in this or a specific tool. And I know it sounds like some people already tried Midjourney or other tools that if you become an expert in it, you are probably the very few people who have expertise in these tools that can take advantage of them and be able to become an expert. And AI is one of this is probably an opportunity. This is probably one of the opportunities, like the beginning of the internet, that I feel like AI is one of those things that if you're really good at a particular tool or a technique and you start promoting that you have these skills, you're able to even use that as a side hustle of, hey, I'm really good at Midjourney, go on Fiverr, Upwork, and have people hire you to do certain things using those tools. And people are already creating businesses and side hustles at just being really good at a particular AI tool and monetizing that skill. All right. And then, but no, I think that covers all the things that I want to cover tonight. You have now been able to, all the things that we covered today, we've covered creating, faceless videos, the tools that allow you to do that for free with some limitations, but you can create your script, create the audio for it, upload that audio file to Ogg to be able to create the video, and then with some modifications to the pictures and videos, you'll be able to export that and upload it to YouTube, put it on social media to be able to drive traffic or sales to whatever your business is doing. We created AI art. We used that AI art to put it on t-shirts, artwork, canvases that you either sell immediately, even tonight, or even put on Printful. If you set up your store and add your credit card, you'll be able to then actually set up your own store and share links to other people to buy your artwork or clothing and immediately start selling that. Or you can take ChatGPT, create a script, create your podcast, use any audio editing tool and add the video and the audio to the back of that. And now you can use, similar to what we did, go to ChatGPT to help you fill in all the information you need to add to Spotify or Apple Podcasts to submit your podcast. And with many of these tools, particularly like Apple Podcasts, you can be approved within a few hours and have your podcast available for anyone to download anywhere in the world and to be discovered by anywhere in the world within a few hours. Without having to record your own voice. So these are definitely all the opportunities that AI provides. And you can start helping others or even for your own business, be able to take advantage of this opportunity. So before we close out, I want to make sure if there's any questions or any additional questions that you may have. I'll be sending the recording of this, as well as all the links, the presentation, and all the information on how to do these steps on your own. So you continue to do that. I'll share links to a GroupMe group where we can continue the conversation and ask questions so you can get the most out of the session and continue to ask questions of me, as well as there's another Slack group for a group that I manage called AI at Work that allows you to, where we have a group of about 50 or so individuals and they're experimenting with AI as well. So you can ask the community, ask questions, share more information to continue to expand on your AI journey. But let me know if there's any other questions. Feel free after this, I'll share all this information where you can ask even more additional questions. But yeah, I think that is it. And I wish everyone a great evening. If there's no questions or comments. All right,
So
everyone.
you have a question, but I don't want to hold everyone up. It's about the Augie after you do the like the video or whatever. When you try to save it, oh, after like I changed all the pictures, do I just download it to save it?
Yep.
Because, like when I try, I don't know if it's because we're on here. I couldn't hear the actual audio portion of it.
Yeah, it should. It may because you're on the Zoom call that Zoom is taking over your audio. So you
Okay.
have to wait till we're off the call to actually hear the audio playback. But if there is an issue, I would probably bet that it's because we're on Zoom and your Zoom has taken over all the audio coming out of the device.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you complete it, do you know, does it like automatically save to your library or because
Oh,
I'm here
yes,
to
it does. Yeah. Hopefully, let me see if I'm sharing my screen. Let me quickly share.
okay.
But once you've um, created your, oops, let's see if it's share. And all right, cool. Yep, it's sharing my screen. Oh, let's see here. All right, cool. So, yeah. So, yep, if you go here to this is the one that I just created tonight. So,
Uh-huh.
once you hit this little back button here, it'll take you to like a list of all the projects you created.
Mhm.
You can just click here to come back to the project you're working on.
Okay, so that's why your library is purple because it's in there.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, you can access all your projects here, and then you can log back
Okay.
here to view the project you're working on.
Okay.
But yeah, downloading is the best way to go because once you downloaded the file, you can upload it to YouTube or drop it wherever you want to be able to share that video at.
Okay. Yay. Thank you.
Yep. All
All
right.
right.
All
All
right.
righty. Thank you again.
No problem. I'm excited everyone's here. Definitely feel free. Once you get the email with all the follow-up information, let me know if you have any additional questions. If you want to share the project you worked on or anything you created, let me know and I'll be able to help you. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Thank
Have a good
you.
one. Have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
All right.